Now, we've all seen PlayStation fanboys do some pathetic shit out of their saltiness. You know, they make cringy YouTube videos, they spend all day whining on Twitter, they make petitions to get games cancelled. And now 10 of these basement-dwelling fanboys have bound together to sue Microsoft. That's right, they're suing the entire Microsoft corporation in order to try and block the Activision purchase. Now, is this gonna work? No. Is it funny? Yes. Now, a bunch of different websites did articles about this situation, but I'm gonna be reading the Kotaku one today because that's the one I decided I was gonna be reading. There's not much else to it, really. Gamers are suing Microsoft to thwart its merger with Activision. Okay, let's read this shit.
The Clayton Antitrust Act of 1914 gives Americans the right to sue companies over anti-competitive behavior, a fact which 10 self-described gamers are using to take Microsoft to court, aiming to halt the company's acquisition of Activision.
Now, replace 10 self-described gamers with 10 entitled fanboys, and you're right, that's what they are. Also, if any of them happen to be watching this video, I would like to say, good luck paying off court bills for the rest of your life. I don't know why you 10 thought it would be a good idea to sue a company with more money than some countries, but, you know, have fun, I guess?
As reported by Bloomberg Law, the complaint filed today and obtained by Kotaku states that the plaintiffs, or video gamers as they're described, are concerned that the Microsoft and Activision merger may substantially lessen competition or tend to create a monopoly. This merger, the complaint states, would specifically be in violation of Section 7 of the Clayton Act.
Oh boy, here we go again with the monopoly bullshit. Xbox and Activision Blizzard merging would not create a monopoly, especially since there already is a monopoly. A monopoly is when a company holds more than 50% market share. PlayStation owns more than 60% market share. Even with Activision Blizzard and Xbox merging, it wouldn't be a monopoly. They would not be close to the amount of market share Sony owns. It's just such a ridiculous argument because no, they would not be a monopoly. Yes, they're trying to grow within the market, and the only way they can really do that is by shrinking Sony down. But Sony is a monopoly. How the fuck are you? They can't compete otherwise. Are you dumb? Like, these people are out here constantly talking about how this merger would destroy competition and Microsoft would fully control the market when there is already someone who has a monopoly and controls most of the market, PlayStation. And what Microsoft is doing is allowing them to compete more with PlayStation, which yes, would shrink PlayStation's market share down, but it should be shrunk down because they're a fucking monopoly.
Thoroughly laying out console, PC and AAA gaming as well as subscription services as relevant product markets, the suit calls attention to just how many large franchises will fall under Microsoft's corporate umbrella should the merger go through. Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Minecraft, Doom, Flight Simulator, Halo and The Elder Scrolls are just some of the cited examples. It maintains that currently Microsoft and Activision compete directly through these titles and services like Battle.net, the Microsoft Store, and Game Pass. The merger would shatter that competitive dynamic.
This is complete bullshit. First of all, most of the titles listed there are already under Microsoft's umbrella except for Call of Duty and World of Warcraft, which both of those games will not change systems after the buyout. World of Warcraft will stay only on PC. The only thing I can think of is that they maybe make an Xbox version, which would only be better for consumers, and Call of Duty will stay on all platforms, like it is now. Also, neither of these games compete with Xbox. You know, there is no Microsoft World of Warcraft equivalent. I guess maybe Halo and Call of Duty had a bit of a rivalry back in the day, but it's mainly been between Call of Duty and, you know, Battlefield in recent years, so. And also, Microsoft owning Call of Duty and putting it on Game Pass, making it more accessible and cheaper for the consumer, is only better for everybody involved, except for Sony, I guess. And then they try to say that there's like a competitive nature between Battle.net, the Microsoft Store, and Game Pass. First of all, Game Pass is a subscription service. Activision doesn't have any equivalent to that, so there is no competition there. It's its own thing, right? And then the Microsoft Store is shit. Okay, yeah, you can use it for like Windows apps, but no one buys games on the Microsoft Store. You buy games, Microsoft or Xbox games on PC, you buy them on Steam. And Battle.net is an outdated piece of shit that nobody really wants to use, but everybody has to use because a lot of Activision Blizzard's games, and all of Blizzard's games actually, are only available on the Battle.net launcher. But with the Microsoft buyout, it's a very big possibility that they're finally gonna get rid of Battle.net and just put their games on Steam and GOG like everybody wants them to do. And that would also only just make things better for the consumer.
Should the merger go through, the suit claims Microsoft would hold outsized market power and the ability to foreclose key inputs to rivals and further harm competition. The suit mentions competition both, whereas it concerns sales to consumers as well as the competition in the industry to hire and retain talent within specialized video game labor, which would be lessened under the merger.
What the fuck are these PlayStation fanboys talking about with this argument? Right, oh well, they would hold outsized market power. Sony owns 60% of the entire market, you goddamn retard. They own basically the entire thing. They're the ones who are forcing things onto other people, like the $70 fucking new price range that they did. Remember when Sony raised the standard price of video games from 60 to 70 bucks, and then everybody else in the industry started doing it as well because they realized that if the market leader is doing it, or the monopoly in this case is doing it, they should be doing it as well. It's fucking bullshit. Okay, this whole thing is dumb. Kotaku even reached out to Microsoft and, asked them what they thought of the suit. They basically said, the same shit as I said, hey, listen, us buying out Activision would just make their games more accessible to everybody. Mainly Call of Duty, they said, because everybody seems to be mostly focused on Call of Duty, which I think is still weird since they already promised, like Microsoft even said in the statement, that it will be on other platforms for at least the next decade, which should give Sony enough time to come up with a competitor and, compete. But Phil Spencer also said what I believe, and I'm pretty sure it's true. Sony doesn't want to compete, they just want to keep their stranglehold on the market. That's all. This whole lawsuit is just so dumb, but it's also really funny to me to see that PlayStation fanboys will go this far. They will go this far for a company, essentially. They won't just keep to making cringy tweets and videos and the petitions or whatever. They will actually go out of their way to sue Microsoft because they want to keep Call of Duty on their platform, which again, it will stay there, but whatever. Anyway boys, this is the end of the video. I don't know how much more of this retardation I can take, but yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.